Michigan Relics, Are They Frauds? By Rudolph Etzenhouser in 1910. Rudolph Etzenhouser was an eyewitness to accidental discoveries made by farmers, architects digging basements in buildings in Upper Michigan. I'm going to read these things. During the 1850s, early residents of Michigan stumbled across many hundreds of prehistoric earthen structures. Plundering them for suspected treasure, they found instead ritual burials of slate, clay, and copper tablets illustrated with curious scenes, often apparently biblical, and covered with an indecipherable written language. Other strange items were recovered, including numerous copper tools, crowns, weapons, chains, mirrors, instruments, and other less identifiable objects. Sometimes the artifacts were dug out under well-documented circumstances. And this is what I consider, well, these are samples, actual photographs of slate tablets. There are saw marks on them, which have duped modern archaeologists into thinking that they were fabricated. But I saw a program on the Discovery Channel where they found similar saw marks in Egypt on the stones used to build the pyramids, and some, I believe, a temple of Karnak. There were saw marks. Indicating a progressive civilization. This is not an Indian civilization, it's progressive. These are quotes from the Book of Mormon, showing that there was a group of persons who discovered at a place of many waters, it says, that's the Great Lakes, and it was covered with beasts, with ruins of buildings of every kind, having discovered a land which had been peopled with a people who were as numerous as the hosts of Israel. And the Book of Mormon talks about two nations who inhabited this continent before the Pilgrim Fathers landed at Plymouth Rock, that have risen up to great heights and then have been destroyed because of rebellion and wickedness against the God of this land, who is Jesus Christ. Why do I say that he is the God of this land? Because he actually visited this continent after his resurrection. He said, "Other sheep I have which are not of this fold, them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd." These other sheep are sheep of the house of Israel, who were transplanted into what is called in the scriptures the land of Joseph. Abraham obtained a promised land, and Joseph, who was sold into slavery, the prime minister of Pharaoh in Egypt, also obtained a promised land for his seed, and the promise that his seed would become as numerous as the sands on the seashore. And Manasseh and Ephraim, two of the tribes of Israel, are sons of Joseph. Ephraim given the birthright. This is one of the clay tablet stones. This is showing the crucifixion of Jesus. So naturally the archaeologists are saying that this is impossible, that they had to have been fabricated, because their worldview does not allow for any kind of spiritual phenomena such as prophecy, revelation. And I know that this is false because I'm an eyewitness myself, having been caught up to the third heaven, where I saw and heard unspeakable things. So I know that they don't know what they're talking about. I laid my hands on a young woman's head and saw the devils cast out of her at one point. So I've seen and heard for myself that the Bible is true and the scriptures are true, including the Book of Mormon, because after my first vision I was given a copy of the Book of Mormon to read, and the same Spirit that removed me out of my body to catch me up to the third heaven, as recorded by Paul. I knew a man in Christ about 14 years ago, whether in the body or out of the body I cannot tell. God knoweth, such an one caught up to the third heaven, where he saw and heard unspeakable things. that happened to me, and the same spirit that was so powerful at that time beyond words fell on me again and testified that the Book of Mormon was true when I read the first paragraph. And I don't know if you can read these things or not, but if you can't, go to artbulla.com and you'll be able to read them for yourself in much more. The YouTube format leaves the wording blurry. But here Etzenhouser, who's an eyewitness in 1911, complained about the press and scientific establishment in a feeding frenzy to discredit the Michigan tablets, and I know that how they work. They're doing the very same thing today. These liberal editors, they're selective about what they allow to come on the news, and it's only through the advent of talk radio and the internet that the truth is able to come out. And finally, the truth is coming out concerning the illegitimacy of Darwinism as a worldview, which is the animus or motivation for these people to persecute, to be bigoted against the Michigan tablets because of the iconography on them is religious in nature. Shows the Tower of Babel, Noah's Ark, and the scholars even say, well, it had to have been Coptics, if at all, who fled persecution after these events happened. But the Book of Mormon talks about the sealed portion of the gold plates containing all the revelations of Jesus Christ, every revelation that was to be given, and written in the Adamic tongue, because the people who these tablets represent, or the language is the Adamic language that was not confounded at the Tower of Babel. And this is a fact. And of course the archaeologists are bound because of the devil, who's their master, is commanding them to decry these tablets because they overthrow and contradict and expose the perfidy and sham of their worldview, which is based on Darwinism. Man fell down from above. He did not fall up from below. It would be easier for Niagara Falls to flow backwards than a human body just randomly form out of nothing. Sir Isaac Newton would have published against this doctrine, and you find Einstein never talking about evolution, but always searching for the unified field theory, because he knew that there was a God that had ordered the universe, and his faith in the order of the universe drove him to seek a unifying mathematical relationship between electrical, gravitational, and magnetic fields. I, being a mechanical engineer, know somewhat about these things. Magnetic field is at right angles to electrical in the propagation of the waves, and there is a relationship there, and Einstein was in search of this because he believed in God. He knew there's a God, and Sir Isaac Newton also knew there was a God. So these archaeologists who are atheists are deluded because they deny spiritual phenomena, which I have experienced myself. The near-death experience, which has been attested to by hundreds of thousands of people who have experienced this, show that there is a separation of a spiritual entity that the human body is tabernacled, a tabernacle for, I should say, the physical body being a tabernacle. Go to artbulla.com for more information. Thank you very much.